Mashiach and the painting of Nicolas Poussin, as we see before us, painted in 1638, and we are going to reveal its mystery. It's known as the Shepherds of Arcadia, and it reveals ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom that Poussin clearly understood. The painting itself is based upon man's illumination, man's enlightenment. And these figures, four of them, that stand next to a tomb, represent the cosmos. They're representative of the cosmos and the position of the planetary spheres at the moment of man's illumination. Now, for the listener to have a complete understanding of what is trying to be conveyed, I suggest they look at Mashiach part 22 and part 21 with the buildings of the Great Pyramid and Stonehenge, and also of the Kabbalah of Mashiach, part 2 of Kabbalahs of Mashiach, the dimensions of Mashiach, to have a full comprehension of what we are going to relay here. Now, we shall begin with this figure here. It's a woman, and she rests her hand on this figure here. And as you notice, this figure, this man, young man, is holding a staff in that direction. And this staff represents the descendant at the moment of man's illumination, and we see this woman here. This woman is actually representative of the zodiacal sign of Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So this figure here represents Cancer below the descendant, represented by this staff. This young man, he wears the robes of red. This is indicative of the planetary sphere of Mars. Mars is the red planet. So this youth, representative of Mars, is on the descendant. So Mars conjuncts the descendant. And if this is Leo, if this is Cancer, the woman representing Cancer, the Mars, his head, you see, just going beyond the descendant, must be in Leo. So here we have Mars in Leo, conjuncting the descendant in Leo. Now we shall move along and we see a figure, a man here, and he's pointing to a shape, and so is the young man here. This shape here is the crescent moon. This means the moon is conjuncting Mars in Leo. This shadow formed by the arm makes a crescent. The moon in illumination is next to Mars on the descendant. Now we move along and we look at the man himself. And we look at his legs. Here, and his arm. He represents in his structure the ideograph for Jupiter. For the ideograph of Jupiter makes this position, the legs. So we have here Jupiter. Now the last figure here is a man, and this man rests his arm on the tomb. This man also holds a staff, but his notation, ideograph, is found in the bottom part of his body, and we find that through his legs. You see here, crossed. Here, this is the symbol for Saturn, the planetary sphere of Saturn. So here we go to the figures. Here we have the moon represented here by the woman. She represents Cancer. The descendant in Leo. The head representing Mars, for Mars rules Aries and Aries rules the head. So Mars conjuncting the descendant, and here we have the moon in the shadow cast by the arm, and in the man we have Jupiter notated by his legs, the ideograph of Jupiter, and finally we have Saturn and we find this through his placement of his legs. So here in the painting of Poussin we have the mystery of 4 planetary spheres that are positioned